This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. NCN Sports is presented by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at LibertyFirstCU.com. And by Teammates Mentoring. Join the team, be a mentor. Visit teammates.org today.
Welcome to Pius X High School in the capital city, and Happy New Year on News Channel Nebraska. We have a Class V battle between parochial powers as Lincoln Pius X hosts Omaha Skutt. Brandon Axford, Andy Klassen with you. Glad that you're with us for this matchup brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need them. Andy, first game of the new year for both of these programs. You look at them. Skutt, the two-time defending champs. They return 4 starters from last year's state winning team. Pius, usually a power in Class A. They've dropped down to Class B. No returning starters, just 2 with varsity experience, but they're about the same record at this point in the season.
These are 2 programs that always bring a lot of talent to the table. This is one of the great venues in the city of Lincoln to come and play imposing. But if there's one team that's willing to take on that challenge and handle it, it's Omaha Skutt.
These teams have other similarities with their record as well. Their only losses are either to out-of-state teams, Class A teams, or if you're Pius's case, you also have a loss to Skutt. These 2 teams met earlier this season. Skutt came out on top by 6. In that game, head coach Adam Brill said the Thunderbolts, they did not rotate well enough on defense, gave the Skyhawks too many second chance opportunities. Clearly, that's something you can't do against one of the best in the state, and they're going to try to work on that today.
But you're exactly right. It's something that Pius X could build on. Bringing in 5 new starters this season, that gave him a lot of confidence, understanding that early in the season, we can play with, we can hang with a team like Skutt, and if we get them at home, right conditions, maybe we can knock them off. That's here, that's now.
Looking forward to a good one. Stay with us. Key players are coming up next. We're about 6 minutes from tip. High school hoops coming your way on News Channel Nebraska.
Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't just see anyone, see the trainer. From bracing to home health and rehab products, they provide the right solutions to keep you moving. Whether it's a chronic condition or sudden injury, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. With a wide range of in-stock orthopedic, sports medicine, or rehabilitation products, See the Trainer is dedicated to improving your quality of life. Visit the professionals at See the Trainer in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for it?
Welcome back. Closer to tip between Pius and Skutt. Girls and boys doubleheader with the boys starting things first today. Let's talk key players. First off, for Pius. Andy, we said no returning starters for the Thunderbolts. Parker Kelly, though, the senior, he's not doing too bad, averaging 18 a contest. Head coach Adam Brill says he just finds ways to put the ball in the basket.
You could call him the unassuming assassin. Yes, he scores unorthodox. He can score inside, score outside, kind of a lazy 15-foot jump shot. It's really fun to watch, and the way he fills up that cup every single night.
On the flip side for Skutt, there's a lot of height with the Skyhawks, and a big reason why is senior Brock Scholl. 6'9", Andy. He's averaging 17 points and 7 boards. He can score from anywhere on the court.
He really can. Yes, he's got a lot of good moves working on the block. He's devastating defender at the rim, but he can back out and shoot the 3, one of these new age positionless type of players. And yeah, it helps when you're 6'9".
And he will be playing at UNO next year, a D1 commit as well, one of 4 returning starters for the Skyhawks. Closer to tip-off we go here on News Channel Nebraska. Stay with us. Pius hosting Skutt in a girls and boys doubleheader coming up on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Central Nebraska Orthopedic, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Southeast Community College. Head to southeast.edu and discover your path to possible.
Believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
Teammates Mentor proudly serves 10,000 students in 192 chapters across Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, South Dakota, and Wyoming. But we need your help.
We're recruiting Teammates Mentors to help our students reach their full potential.
Meeting with a student once a week can make a positive impact in their life and create a ripple effect in our communities.
Go to teammates.org to learn how you can get involved. Join the team, be a mentor.
Welcome back to Pius. We're 2.5 minutes away from tip between the boys. First of a doubleheader. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen with you. Now is the time to take a look at our school spotlight, brought to you by Currency, which makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit gocurrency.com. First off, for the visiting Skutt Skyhawks, already touched on the fact that they are the two-time defending state champs, reigning from the Metro in Omaha. 94 state titles in total as a school since 1998. Of those 94, 6 of them are boys' state titles. Again, most recently in 2023 and 2024. On the flip side, for the home team, Pius Thunderbolts, another proud program, bouncing back and forth between Class A and B over the years. This is their first basketball season in the past 4 where they are not in the Heartland Athletic Conference tournament. You need to be Class A to do it. They're back down to B's 10 state basketball titles since 1974 as a program. That's between the boys and girls. On the boys' side specifically, 7 state titles. They were Class B state champs back in 2019, most recently.
So you're telling me there's some basketball tradition between these two programs?
That's the hint I was trying to drop. 2 great programs, one from Lincoln, one from Omaha, both in Class B, both with high expectations for this season. Pius sitting at 5-4 currently, Skutt at 6-3. And we're looking forward to a good one. And again, this is the matinee game for what will be the showcase. The girls, they are 1 versus 2 in Class B as well. And so that will come up after this one, as we are 30 seconds away from tip. And before we talk about starters and get ready for tip-off, we will pause for the national anthem. So stay with us. We will return for Skutt vs. Pius here on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Schaefer's, we're more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe. It's the Roe you know.
Get to Roe.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously, we want to dress sharp, we have pride in what we do.
And we're gonna wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, learn from them.
Welcome back. Starting lineups being announced. First off for the Skutt Skyhawks. Your starting 5, Kyle Cannon, Dylan Van Dyke, Eddie Linderman, Brock Scholl, and George Zeeble. Your starters here for the two-time defending champs. All returners aside from one. Never hurts, Andy, to have 4 coming back from a state title team.
No doubt. Back-to-back state titles, and you can bet they're going to make another run in Lincoln. That's the plan anyhow for this season. And yes, it helps. It tremendously helps to have that type of experience back out on the court.
Now for the Bolts, it's Randall, Haith, Kelly, Weber, and Volkmer, your starters. Again, none of them were starters last year. In fact, the Bolts only returning 2 players with any sort of varsity experience. Yeah. But they went only 6 points to the Skyhawks earlier this year. They're hoping to do even better now.
But this is still an extremely talented bunch of kids here, well-coached, big-time tradition, and it feels like a turning of the page for Lincoln Pius X. They're dropping down from Class A to B, and they got all new starters. It's just that Class B is so deep, so competitive. I just don't know if this is the season to make that move.
Glad that you are with us. This game moved up an hour and a half because of potential weather that's expected as Scholl gets on the board first for Skutt with the inside bucket.
Excellent movement away from the basketball. Screens being set across the center of the court. Skyhawks on the board, very first possession.
Boys game was originally slated for 2:45 today as putback doesn't fall for Kelly, but the teams got together, saw that there's 9 to 11 inches of snow possible overnight in the capital city. They said, well, maybe we should move this up a little bit just in case. Jump ball will go to the Bolts.
Nice job. A little lost the handle there down on the block for just a split second. That allowed the defense to get their hands in there, tie it up. Head coach Adam Brill was fired up with that defensive move in one of the very first possessions.
You have Scholl out on the perimeter for defense. You have Weber kicking it back out now around to Haith.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of man-to-man defense here. 2 teams like to get out and run, push the tempo.
What makes Skutt so challenging, you don't only have Scholl at 6'9", but Zeeble also at 6'9", as there's a bucket for Linderman.
Under control, the 6'3" junior using that pivot foot to perfection.
Weber taking on Scholl, goes down. Excellent hustle by Volkmer to keep possession for the Bolts.
I like the no call. I just think he lost his footing underneath.
Another shot comes up short by Kelly. Here comes Skutt. Van Dyke pulls it back out.
Both teams running similar offensive sets here to start this game off, trying to attack the center of the court with the, there you see it, the dribble drive, the one-on-one.
Linderman averages 3 points a game. He already has 4 with those back-to-back buckets. Skutt on a 6-0 run here to start things. Weber spinning from Scholl. Scholl getting a piece of it.
Still have those trees down low defending the rim.
Almost 3 minutes in, it's been all Skutt. Scholl will pull up from beyond the arc again. He has the green light. Zeeble with the board down low, unable to get the putback.
Nice job. I think there was a partial block there from Michael Haight, giving up a lot of size, but still getting up and defending the rim.
Bolts get out in transition. Volkmer is fouled. This instant replay brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Yeah, excellent job coming off the rebound, moving the ball up to midcourt. Guard with the head up, advances it to Volkmer, who kind of leaked out the back end.
Volkmer, the starting quarterback for Pius, going to play football at Wayne State. Didn't play basketball last year to pursue his football opportunities in the spring. Decided, hey, let's go out as a senior.
Well, Pius, the 10th, the basketball squad's happy to have him, and I'll tell you what, the Wildcats of Wayne State are going to be very happy to have him next year.
6-0 your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Go green with E15 and fill up at your nearest A stop today. Inside to Scholl. He backs down. Haith kicks it out. Shot clock at 10. And Scholl will head to the line.
Just so tough to defend. You saw the adjustment right there from the Bolts. They're leaving Volkmer down under the rim to help with those one-on-one matchups when those guys are 6'8", 6'9", get the ball down at the rim. So the supplemental defense was there. Still drew the contact. Scholl gets to the line.
That replay was brought to you by Meade Lumber, making you feel at home from design to finish.
You know, and it's not like Pius the 10th is, you know, playing poor defense. They're not. It's just that Skutt is executing at such a high level offensively here and getting out to a 7-0 run. I was going to say 8. I didn't want to jinx him.
That was very considerate of you. Still, great start for the Skyhawks, and Pius gets on the board. Michael Haith with the lay-in.
And Cohen Sand with a beautiful little handoff there, drawing the defense.
You also have Lucas Heller, who is checked in for Skutt, in addition to Sand for Pius. And also, you have Easton Goebbels in for the Bolts. This time, Scholl gets around him.
If Goebbels is going to extend his defense out that far, he's got to communicate that and look for help.
Charlie Morrow also in for the Bolts. Off the glass, and it drops for Morrow.
Yeah, that's how you use the old backboard, going high off the glass. A little bit of a floater and great control.
Skutt with a 5-point advantage as we near the 3-minute mark in the first quarter. That doesn't fall for Houlihan, and we have a foul against Skutt.
Morrow's going to get the the stat here for that rebound, but give Easton Grubels a lot of credit. The 6'2 senior with that wide frame cleared out the lane, didn't allow for any Skyhawks to even take a sniff at getting that offensive rebound.
Head coach Adam Brill in his third year with Pius, an alum of this school, and won one of those state titles as a player back in 2004.
The tradition continues for the Bolts.
That's going to be a reach called against Heller.
This afternoon's officials, Grant Carter, Chase Grizzle, and Troy Steele. Really good three-man group we're having here this afternoon. And they're going to allow for the, not going to allow for the late substitution.
Heller on sand. Tough defense by Luke Lenz. Morrow drives off the glass again. He has the touch.
Doesn't that just look like playing basketball in the driveway against your older brother? You know you're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to float one over the top. Otherwise, it's going to get swatted away. Really nice touch using the backboard.
So Skutt started on a 7-0 run, but Pius has now trimmed this to 3.
And that's a whistle you can live with if you're a Pius X fan. Morrow extending his defense out, going for the steal, playing real aggressive.
More substitutions for Skutt as Scholl comes back in. Talking to head coach Kyle Juergens for the Skyhawks, he said this may be the deepest team he's ever had, and there is not much drop off 6 through 10.
And that's what kind of gets lost in the conversation when you're talking about Scholl, Kyle Cannon, and all these returning starters. The depth that Skutt Catholic has this season is unbelievable.
Scholl going at Volkmer, and it gets tipped in.
There goes Scholl, back-to-back rebounds, offensive board, good for the putback. On the other end, still grinding, gets a defensive rebound. Showing he's more than just a 6'9" three-point shooter.
And it looks like we have a foul away from the ball. Goes against Cole Randall. Just under 90 seconds left. 11-6 your score here in the first quarter. Into Linderman on the block. He passes it off to Zeeble. And that'll send him to the line.
It was the right idea. Volkmer was trying to play that help defense, but when he peeled off his man, Zeeble did exactly what he needed to do. Filled that void, made himself available, put Volkmer in a really tough spot trying to recover and get back.
Zeeble averaging a double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds, his first point today. This first quarter is brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours. John Henry's our first quarter sponsor. It's 12-6. Skutt leading Pius. An active hand stolen away by Jet Sampson.
Sampson only a sophomore, but great awareness coming off his man to help stop that drive, and not only stop the drive from Parker Kelly, coming away with the steal.
Linderman open from deep, in and out. Rebounded by Morrow. He'll push the issue.
Whoa.
Little out of control there. Here comes Skutt. Linderman trying to find Scholl. Zeeble grabs it.
1'6'9" guy can't sky for it and get it. The other guy will. It's all right.
And Skutt is going to hold for basically won here. There's about a 1.5 second difference between the shot and the game clock.
The only possession where the shot clock comes into play.
And the Skyhawks don't get a shot off. Credit the Pius defense.
Kyle Cannon's saying that's on me, and I think he looked up at the clock and he got the game clock mixed up with the shot clock.
Well, that'll leave 1.6 here for Pius to get a heave up. Well, it's an action-packed first quarter. Skyhawks of Omaha Skutt lead Pius 12-6 after one. Stay with us. You're watching high school basketball on News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Welcome back. Brandon Axum and Andy Klassen with you. After one, the two-time defending champs have a 6-point advantage over Pius.
You know, they got out to that 7-0 lead to start the game off, but credit Pius the 10th for kind of battling back, got some really tough rebounds, and then exploited some one-on-one matchups on the offensive end to chip away, cut this lead in half.
Linderman kicks it out to Van Dyke. Well short, but Haith may have touched it. He does a good job there to keep it in for Pius. Haith now the other way, left hand, it drops.
There it is, the one-on-one matchup. Oh, I don't want to say going 100 miles an hour, but you could say 85 down the center of the court.
Van Dyke open in the corner, he buries it.
He's going to have those opportunities because Skyhawks pounded the ball inside so often in that first period. That's going to open things up for those shooters on the perimeter.
So we'll stay with Pius. High school sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Another look at that triple from Van Dyke. The first three of the game for either team.
Yeah, both teams have been trying to establish the inside. You know, we talked about positionless basketball, how Brock Scholl, you know, he's a 6'9" traditional center, deep three.
Shot clock was winding down, so Weber said, I need to give it a heave. There's a third basket for Linderman.
Excellent job running the court, playing with great spacing. But both these teams have big guys, short guys, tall guys that have such great handles. They can exploit that one-on-one matchup. Here you're seeing it right here. Attacking the rim off the dribble.
Volkmer win at Zeeble. 9-point advantage for Skutt. Now Van Dyke, the kick to the corner. And Linderman is having himself a game. 9 points as Skutt takes now an 11-point advantage.
Yeah, fellow guard helping another guard and shooter out on the perimeter. And that's all set up from that first period where the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks really pounded the ball inside. Now they're really looking to get those other guys involved on the perimeter.
Linderman is shooting at a 36% clip from beyond the arc. And he's currently leading all scorers with 9 after that basket. 28-year score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. A reminder that high school basketball on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Teammates. Join the team, be a mentor. Go to teammates.org today.
That's a really good timeout for head coach Adam Brill, Pius X. You cannot allow a team, a very deep roster like the Skyhawks, to get out much further than this. You've got to stay within that 10-point mark, to where if it gets to that 3-4 minute mark, you still have enough time to make that run. And you're right on the brink here from letting this, high-powered offense get a little too much space, threatening that 10-point lead. 20-8 right now.
There's a look at Coach Brill in his 3rd year with the Thunderbolts. 2 minutes gone in this second quarter. Nice pass from Volkmer inside. Scholl blocked that one from behind.
Yeah, just the help defense.
And the Skyhawks lose it.
Van Dyke was in attack mode, coming off the turnover, lost the handle. Good recovery defense there from the home team.
Volkmer trying to back down is Zeeble this time, and doesn't go. Tough defense.
Now, Pius has been able to get to the rim, just haven't been able to finish.
Scholl calling for it on the block. He loses it.
So the defense is hanging in there, right, for the Bolts. They're hanging in there. They're getting stops, causing turnovers here and there. It's their offense that's kind of been letting them down throughout this first half. Still only sitting at 8 points.
Haith unable to find his teammate there, so turnovers back and forth.
Yeah, unforced errors. I like the idea, utilizing that bounce pass underneath, but if it's not there, Brandon, you don't want to force it.
Linderman from the corner again.
Yep.
He is on fire.
Yeah, just textbook. You bring the ball in, it collapses the defense. Late getting out and guarding the three-point line. You'd have to say the Skyhawks have a pretty good mix of guys that can finish at the rim and then more than capable shooters out beyond the arc.
Well, that's what makes the Skyhawks so difficult. You're, of course, led by Scholl, 17 points a game. Zeeble and Kyle Cannon average double digits. Between those two, they currently have 1 point today. Yeah. And you have Linderman, who's the lowest average scorer of the starting 5 with 3 a contest, and right now he's at 11.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Linderman was the leading scorer, night in, night out, here or there. It's just how deep and the scoring options that Skutt Catholic gets to operate with.
It's a second personal foul for Henry Houlihan. You have Cohen Sand at the line. And rebound by Scholl. So just 2 points for the Bolts in this second quarter. And Goebbels is called for the foul.
Saw Van Dyke there clearing everybody out, recognizing the one-on-one on the left side. Great first step, and then you're seeing a little bit of the strength taking on that contact. You look at, you're like, I remember him at state last year. No, wait, I remember him at state the year before. I think everybody across Class B is going to be excited that, hey, we might get to see somebody different operating the point for Skutt here, but not for one more year.
We mentioned the fact they're the two-time defending champs, but even before that, they were the state runners-up. They have just been making deep runs in Lincoln for the past 4 or 5. They are that power in Class B, as you mentioned. Last year was an interesting year as well because they graduated 9 seniors and were feeling things out. They were 9-7, just barely above 500 about 2/3 of the way through the season, and then they just rattled off 11 straight to win that state title.
You know, and that was a classic case of some guys coming together, gaining the experience, confidence throughout the season, and see Scholl go over the top once again. But you want to play your best ball at the end of the season, not the beginning, and obviously that was the case with the Skyhawks. A season-long process. We're seeing an offensive foul there on Michael Haith trying to get space as the Skyhawks continue to extend that tight man-to-man defense out.
So an offensive foul is called. Timeout taken by Pius. We'll take one as well. It's all Skutt here in the first. 27-8 here on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back. Just under 3 minutes remaining in this second quarter. That's brought to you by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. Be sure to check them out near the intersection of 17th and O for all your flooring needs. Strong take to the rack by Cannon, his first points of the day.
Pius came back out in that man-to-man defense. Kyle Cannon able to, another very good quick first step, getting to the center of the lane.
We have a foul against Skutt.
Pretty clean game. Skyhawks with 3 fouls. Pius only 2. Huggins with a really nice block going straight up.
Now look at that take. And 1 for Cohen Sand.
Yeah, that little hesitation there. The head bob got the defense leaning just enough.
So Cohen, he's a transfer from Lincoln Christian, playing as a senior, and he is apparently, Andy, extremely strong. Talking to Coach Adam Brill, he's going to the Naval Academy after graduation, and he went to Annapolis, Maryland for some fitness camps earlier this year, and he tested either first or second in all of the categories out of 800.
Oh, wow.
So he said he's about as physically gifted and strong as anyone he's come across, Coach Brill.
Probably spend some time in the weight room during the off season.
Just a tad. And good defense, stolen away by Randall, but it will stay with Skutt.
Yeah, Randall came over to put on the double team. They snuck out of there with the steal, only to give it right back. I think that was Linderman that didn't let that play die, tried to save the possession and did so for the Skyhawks.
Kick to the corner to Linderman, now up top. Sampson lets it fly, doesn't fall. We're under 90 to play in the half. Doesn't quite fall for Higgins.
How many times have we seen that where Pius gets the ball down there and the bunny shot just does not fall? Feels a little rushed right now for the Bolts.
Pass off to Scholl, the power dribble, and it goes. That puts Scholl at 9. Nice pass off, easy bucket for Higgins.
Great spacing there, Higgins. Understanding that he had to make space and veer off to the right.
Scholl brings it down, goes back up. He's now in double digits.
And we'll give Jet Sampson the assist there. Why not?
Pius will hold for the final shot. And Scholl with the rejection. Skutt heads to the locker room leading by 20. 33-13 your score at the break. Be sure to stay with us. Our halftime show is coming up next.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
This broadcast is brought to you by See the Trainer. Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't see just anyone, see the trainer. And by Southeast Community College. Head to southeast.edu and discover your path to possible.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
And welcome back to our halftime show brought to you by Visit Lincoln, where you can find it all in Kearney, where 8 minutes out from third quarter action. A great time to take a look at our halftime highlights, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones at their Grand Island or either Lincoln location in downtown Lincoln or at South Point. And again, this halftime show is brought to you by Visit Kearney. Let's take a look at those halftime highlights. So Andy, the Skutt Skyhawks, two-time defending champs, they wasted no time getting the scoring started, jumping out to a 7-0 run, and that man right there, Eddie Linderman, a big boost and a big reason why they're sitting how they are.
Just fantastic ball movement. Again, multiple scorers involved. There you see Brock Scholl with a dribble drive of his own. Nice little lane at the rim.
Scholl with 11, Linderman with 12 to lead all scorers. There's a nice little teardrop off the glass by Charlie Morrow, who has 4 points, but everyone was getting in on the action, Andy. This time it was Dylan Van Dyke from the corner.
Doing a nice job leaking out, getting to his spot. And how about the awareness from the bigs looking for that kick out?
There it is, Linderman again, averaging 3 points a game. As mentioned, he has 11, one of two Skyhawks in double digits, and it was really the second quarter where the Skutt Skyhawks separated themselves.
And we're looking at a lot of offensive highlights here, and rightfully so, but it's their defense that really kicked it up a notch and really negated anything that Pius, the 10th, wanted to do.
Outscored the Bolts 21-5. There was the bright spot. Cohen Sand with an and one. He did complete the three-point play, but Skutt just taking charge. Scholl, 2 of his 11 right there.
Always helps the shooting percentage when you release the ball about a foot away from the rim.
Never a bad thing. There's the final basket of the half for the Bolts, as that one went in for Hayden Huggins. And then we sit 33-13 after 2 quarters of play. Those halftime highlights again brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Stay with us. We'll return with more halftime show here on NCN.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
The halftime show is proudly presented by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney.
Hey sports fans, heading to the big game tonight? Make sure you stop by Speedy Mart before you hit the stadium. Fuel up your car and grab your favorite snacks and drinks to keep your energy high. Whether it's chips, soda, or a quick meal, Speedy Mart has everything you need to kick off your game night right. Don't miss out. Swing by Speedy Mart for all your pre-game essentials.
Speedy Mart, snacks before the game.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, meeting your sales, service, and part needs.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe, it's the Roe you know.
Get to Roe.
Welcome back.
Do you know when the worst time to
3.5
find out your
minutes
sump pump isn't working?
until third quarter action. Let's talk about the Kearney Sportsplex, Andy. It is coming to the state of Nebraska this spring, and it's going to be quite the destination. One of the many features it has, or will have rather, is 66,000 square feet of a premium turf field, which will allow for customizable sized soccer fields for all different youth ages. And it will also have the ability to have 3 drop-down net batting cages used on that turf. One of many great things that will be offered by this Sportsplex starting this spring.
And a number of pickleball courts as well. You know, I was calling the Gretna East Hastings High game last night, and I was giving Michael Shively, our play-by-play guy out there, a hard time, saying, you're going to have to brush up on your pickleball. He goes, oh, no, don't challenge my pickleball skills. So I kind of want to see an NCN Sports Now tournament here, because I know you're pretty handy with the old pickleball paddle as well.
Oh, so. Hey, maybe we even televise it. So Michael is just waiting, being right there in Kearney for the Sportsplex to open. It'll happen in 2025. It's owned by the city of Kearney, and it's located conveniently right off of I-80 near hotels, restaurants, and the Visit Kearney Center. It's going to be a great offering not only for Kearney, but for the entire state.
And the pickleball tournaments that are coming, that sounds like must-see TV to me.
There we go. Tune in spring 2025 for that pickleball tournament, as we are 1 minute and 35 seconds away from getting this third quarter started. Glad you're with us. A reminder that we're switching things around. Typically, high schools do the girls first, boys second. We're doing the boys game first, and then a 1 versus 2 girls matchup to follow this game. Hope you stay tuned for that as well, and we hope that you follow us on X at NCN Sports, where we tweet out highlights, interviews, rankings. Our first rankings will be coming out this Monday for the basketball season. Our broadcast schedule, all of it gets tweeted out at NCN Sports, and over 12,000 people are enjoying following that handle.
Really is, and I like the highlight packages that come post-game, not only with high school, but the collegiate sports that we cover as well, whether it's UNK, Wayne State. If you're a sports fan of Nebraska and you want to stay tuned in to collegiate and high school sports, that's the handle you want to follow.
Also, wrestling fans, while we don't do a ton of it, we have 2 big wrestling dates coming up. Kearney going to Columbus for a girls-boys duel. That'll be later this month. And then the following week, the girls' state dual championships live from West Point. So we have some wrestling coming your way as well. And if you want to know what we're covering, when and where and how, we tweet all that out at NCN Sports. All right. It's time for third quarter action. And Andy, what does Pius need to do to get back into this one?
Well, it just felt like everything was a little too fast or rushed for them on offense. They got to take their time. I know they like to push the tempo, but they got to stay under control. And they're not going to get it all back in one possession here, so it's going to have to be an entire second half effort here. So they can't get flustered if, a shot gets blocked or they have a turnover. This is a possession by possession type of a comeback that they're going to have to try to put together here.
Bolt's working it down low, and that's not a bad way to start. And 1 for Haith.
Not at all. Haith has that sneaky height, right? He's listed at 6'6", senior. Wasn't pushed up against one of the 6'9" trees that Skutt has out there. Good job from the Thunderbolts finding that mismatch early.
And as we analyze the stats, Alex Weber, Pius's leading scorer, averaging 18 a game, currently held scoreless. In large part, as you mentioned, due to this tough Skutt defense, but if the Bolts can get him going, that certainly wouldn't hurt either. As there's Zeeble inside.
Much like how the Skyhawks attacked the very opening couple of possessions to start this game. Going right to the bigs, right to the middle, right to the rack.
That's Zeebel's first field goal. He has 3 after that 2-pointer. He had a free throw in the first quarter as well. Still a 20-point advantage. Kick out to Van Dyke. Now Linderman, and draws the foul. Weber with the block.
Yeah, defense had to kind of scurry and get out there to defend the 3. In doing so, kind of lost control. Nice job. Linderman picking up the foul once he put the ball down on the court.
Well, almost a minute into this third quarter, it's brought to you thanks to Husker Rehab, where they treat the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Husker Rehab. And Linderman with an easy basket there.
Don't mind the no call there. It's a physical game. Two teams that play with a lot of physicality. You mentioned all the football players, really for both sides.
I didn't mention specifically that while Skutt's the two-time defending state champs in basketball, they are also coming off a football state title as well.
Yeah, you see that a lot where you got a group of guys that have success on the gridiron. They can carry that momentum, whether it's into wrestling or basketball.
Pius with an unforced turnover. It's 37-15 on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Fill up at your nearest A stop today. I have a foul away from the ball. That's going to be called on Cannon.
And it just feels like Pius X is a little frustrated right now, and you can sympathize, you can understand why everything they're throwing at the Skyhawks is coming up empty.
Yeah, excuse me, I said Cannon, which is for Skutt. That was on Randall for Pius, to your point. Linderman wide open from the top of the key. Just a little bit heavy. Scholl with the block.
See how he waited. He didn't just come down recklessly with that bar arm, waited for the shot to go off before he extended out, recorded another block.
Zeeble going on against Volkmer.
So smooth with that little spin move, working the left side of the lane.
A good effort there from Cannon.
Really was. I'm glad you mentioned that, because the type of hustle, the type of effort he was playing with there, you would have thought they were down by 5 points or trying to mount a comeback of their own. No, they have a little bit of a lead to play with here, but you're still seeing maximum effort on the defensive side here for Skutt.
Too strong from Randall. Scholl will try from the wing, just a bit short. Good ball movement by the Bolts, but the defense from Hiller altered the shot. Some Pius fans here wanting a foul. There's a good block from Pius on the other end. Back and forth we go. And a bucket for Kelly.
Yeah, we told you both teams like to push the tempo, a little back and forth. Thunderbolts come out on top in that scenario.
Linderman answers right back.
My goodness, I mentioned the handles, the control, coming off the dribble, spin move off the glass. Are you kidding me?
Puts him at 15 as a three falls for Haith.
Haith's starting to wake up here, showing you he can score at all three levels.
Linderman. And a charge called against Skutt.
That was a good defensive stop there for Pius. Haith is a little undersized. He's matched up against Brock Scholl at 6'9" versus 6'6", but he's about your best option because he's so athletic and he can use his size to his advantage. Also, you know that Scholl likes to back it out and take that three or a long jumper, so you need an athletic body to try and body him up and follow him across the court, sideline to sideline.
Those replays brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close. High school sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Nice take, and the tip-in drops.
There's that athleticism we were talking about from Haith. 6'6" senior cleaning it up.
That puts Haith in double digits, 11 points. Trims the lead to 19. Still a lot of work to do for Pius with 3 minutes to play in the third.
Seen a few more whistles here in this third period compared to the second and first. It's like both teams have kind of felt each other out. Now they're getting after it.
Excellent take and left-handed finish by Van Dyke.
My goodness, you see that little hesitation mid-air where he knew he was going to have to finish with the left hand. Guard showing you a little hang time.
You have a foul called on Huggins for over the back.
Huggins a little frustrated there, kind of slammed the ball down. It didn't appear to me the official necessarily appreciated that. Gotta keep your cool. You don't want to get that additional whistle.
Scholl with the hook shot, pops out. There's a 3-second violation.
That was caused by the defense getting in there and mucking it up. Ball just got stuck in the lane.
Another good look at that, courtesy of Meade Lumber. 2 minutes to go in the third. Thus far, Pius has been unable to really cut into this 20-point lead that Skutt had to start this third quarter. Kick out. Heller from the corner, no. Offensive board by Wissink.
And that's been the case. Every time Pius will go on a run or have a nice offensive set or two, the Skyhawks have the answer. That time, Carter Wissink timing that one up perfectly, then going right back at the rim for the finish.
So you saw Sand a little bit hobbled after that play. He's being checked out by the coaching and training staff. 23-point lead now for the two-time defending champs. Morrow doesn't go for him. High school sports on NCN's presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big ticket items? Currency's here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Siebel's calling for it. Van Dyke drives, goes up, earns himself 2 shots.
Just saw that additional ball fake, got his defender in the air. There it was.
Eight points now for Dylan Van Dyke. Skutt with a comfortable lead. We talked about football. Well, Dylan, he was the all-state quarterback for the Skutt Skyhawks state championship winning team.
Not surprised. The way he operates this offense, kind of barks out orders like you want to hear from your point guard. Not surprisingly, George Zeeble with the 6th board, leading all rebounders here this afternoon.
About 6-second difference between the shot and game clock here. Skutt winding it down as much as possible. That's going to be a foul on Weber.
Got him with the body, tripped up Van Dyke as he took off for that drive. It's going to get him back to the foul line here as now the Skyhawks are in the bonus.
.25 advantage for Skutt. 47-22 your score on the Midway Auto scoreboard. Six seconds to go here in the third. Head fake floater. It goes. Cohen Sand gives Pius a little bit of a boost heading to the fourth with that bucket to end the third. Skutt, though, still in control, 48-24. We'll be back here on News Channel Nebraska.
Do you know when the worst time to find out your sump pump isn't working? The day you need it. At John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, we're offering a $59 sump pump inspection, so you won't have to find a watery surprise in your basement after a storm. For just $59, our licensed and experienced service professionals will examine your sump pump, inspecting its major components to ensure your sump pump is ready and working when you need it most. Hurry, this offer won't last long. John Henry's, serving your family since 1996.
Welcome back, Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen. Skutt in the driver's seat after three. And Andy, what has impressed you up to this point about the Skyhawks?
I think a better question is what hasn't impressed me from the Skyhawks. Their offense has been on point, sharing the ball so well. You know, it starts with Dylan Van Dyke. We mentioned how he was the quarterback of the championship football team. He's exactly the type of guard you want at that point position. And then when you have the two bigs, Brock Scholl, George Zeeble, you know, both standing at 6'9", they play off each other very well. This is an extremely difficult team to try and guard and match up against, and when they're clicking on all cylinders like today, there's just not much hope for whatever defense you try to throw at them.
Well, it's interesting, too, because, I mean, you look at the record 6-3, and you say, that's respectable, but you brought back all four starters. You're from the two-time defending state championship program. Why are you 6-3? And the first weekend of the season, they dropped two. One was to St. Thomas Aquinas, which is a very powerful team out of state in Kansas, and they fell by 5. And then they followed that up with a loss to Millard West by 3. And Coach Juergens said, you know, we didn't have all of our players back from football. We were a little bit sloppy, which isn't an excuse, but that was just a bad weekend for us where we dropped our first two games of the season. Their only other loss is to Omaha Westside, the #1 team in Class A, and they fell to the Warriors by 4 and actually had a lead for the majority of that game. So that sort of gives you the gauge of where this Class B team in Skutt stacks up.
Yeah, and a lot of those football players, you know, getting their legs underneath of them now. And that's a problem that a lot of schools don't have to worry about where, hey, we got a lot of kids, you know, playing in the championship game while they're, you know, basketball squads trying to challenge themselves against elite out-of-state talent like St. Aquinas. But it appears to me that the Skyhawks have rebounded just fine from that tough start.
Coming off a sweep of the Crete Holiday Tournament where they took down two very good Class B teams. Crete defeated the Cardinals 70-57 in a rematch of a semifinal from last year that we had the chance to showcase on NCN, and then defeated Scotts Bluff 72-58 as well. So it's pretty well expected, and you'd be surprised if Skutt wasn't in the semifinals, if not again the state championship this year in Class B, assuming injuries don't play a part or anything like that. Zeeble heading to the line.
Yeah, everybody's expecting the Skyhawks to make another run. I mean, last year was kind of the year that everyone felt that they could maybe get the better of Skutt. And with all those new faces and new starters filling big roles from so many seniors graduating the year before. But man, was that not the case? Skyhawks ending last season on an 11-win run.
Well, we mentioned that Crete game. Crete was the 1 seed, undefeated in that semifinal, and Skutt had to knock them off and avenge a loss from the Cardinals earlier that season to get to the finals.
And you won't talk to anybody from Crete. They don't want to make excuses, but I will for them. Injuries played a significant part in that. And it was just, you didn't want to see that, but hey, that's part of the game.
Skutt, of course, made the most of it, faced Norris then in the championship game and defeated the Titans by 5 and earned their 2nd consecutive state title. There is Scholl. That one doesn't go for him. You look at Pius too, and we're reflecting on what happened last year. Pius, just a 7-loss team, 18-7, and they dropped a tough one in the district final, so they missed out on the wild card berth by 0.03 of a point. Adam Brill remembered all 3 of those hundredths very well and said, it was unfortunate because 2 teams that they had beaten in Lincoln Southeast and Prep beat them out to make the state tournament, and they felt like they got very unlucky last season to just miss out. And now in Class B, you have a real opportunity to make a run again.
I'm gonna say that was in Class A, and it really showcased every game, especially those in-state matchups, how much they matter.
So Kyle Cannon gets his first bucket for Skutt. It's now a 30-point advantage. And Pius will take a full timeout. We will as well. 5 minutes and change remaining. Skutt up 54-24 here on News Channel Nebraska.
When the game wraps up or even before kickoff, our community welcomes you with open arms. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is happy to have you here, and we want to show you what we're all about. From wide open spaces to music, shopping, entertainment, and more, there is always something for you to discover in our city. Stop by the Visitors Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit Lincoln.org. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Central Nebraska Orthopedic, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Southeast Community College. Head to southeast.edu and discover your path to possible.
Welcome back. Skutt leading by 35 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. That's brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. Brandon Axabit, Andy Klassen with you, as that's a deep 3 knocked down by Cole Randall.
6'3" senior can show you he's got some range to his offensive game.
And a reminder to not go anywhere at the conclusion of this one. 1 versus 2. Skutt versus Pius on the girls' side is coming up next. It's also a rematch. Pius's only loss of the season on the girls' side to Skutt, and that was a 36-33 defensive slugfest. So Skutt's undefeated. Pius, only loss of the season by 3 to Skutt. They're the top 2 teams in Class B. That's coming up next.
Yeah, if you don't have your popcorn already in your lap, get it ready for the second half of our doubleheader. 1 versus 2 matchup. See, and even this is impressive to me. The Skyhawks love to run, love to gun, play with a lot of pace. Understanding the situation of the game, they change gears, slow it down. Now here you're seeing an untimely turnover, but you saw how they forced that foul a moment ago while they're playing keep away from Pius.
That foul win against Houlihan, his third. It was away from the ball. Another deep three on the way. Why not? That's Cole Randall's spot, apparently.
Gonna have to get out and guard that guy.
And Coach Juergens took a timeout. The Skyhawks were in trouble. We'll take a break as well. Just under 4 to go. Couple of threes by Pius, cutting into this Skutt lead.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back. A reminder to stay tuned for our Sarpy County Tourism Coaches post-game interview. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. We'll be talking to the winning head coach, getting his thoughts on this one. 3:52 to go. High school sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. That will send Parker Kelly to the line.
Oh, fantastic job getting the double team on, coming away with the steal, getting himself to the foul line. Parker Kelly, you know, not having the game he was hoping for or looking for, but showing you how good he is on both ends of the court on that occasion. Now, this kind of feels like a message between the two coaches, right? Oh, you're going to play man-to-man, you're going to extend it out, double team us. I guess the starters are coming back in.
That's exactly what just happened. For Skutt, Linderman, Scholl, Van Dyke, Zeeble, Cannon, all back in.
And Pius going to work on their full court pressure here. Skyhawks playing keep away once again, moving the ball from sideline to sideline.
Linderman on the backdoor cut. That's 18 for Eddie Linderman, the junior. As Pius comes back down and answers.
Excellent job with the double clutch there. Parker Kelly, back-to-back scores for the Thunderbolts. Yeah, it almost feels like Eddie Linderman wasn't a big enough part of the scouting report for Pius the 10th. He goes off for 18 points here thus far.
Now steal by the Thunderbolts. Van Dyke, hard foul on Haith.
Restless here. Obviously frustrated by the scoreboard.
Reminder to stay tuned for our Player of the Game interview, brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Buick in Aurora, and also brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, your healing destination. That interview coming up shortly, and there's several candidates to choose from.
It really is. Maybe that's what we should have asked the folks to do on, X for us, is tweet at us who you think should be player of the game. Help us out here.
We always love interactions on X. Again, we didn't talk about it earlier, but if you send us a tweet with a picture of you watching the game, if you follow us for the first time, we have been known to give shout-outs at halftime. So there you go. Give us a follow. Let us know who you're cheering for. Send a picture of your TV at halftime of the girls' game. You may very well get shouted out.
Most man caves nowadays, entertainment rooms, whatever you want to call it, have 2 TVs at least. So I know there's somebody out there that have the Huskers on one screen and this matchup on another, just totally dominating a Saturday of basketball. And hey, that's what Saturdays in the winter are for.
An excellent point. At NCN Sports is who you're going to want to tweet an update for that Husker game specifically. We're tied 24-24 at halftime with 15th ranked UCLA.
There we go. Your traditional Big Ten matchup.
Yep. Play it every year. 57-35, 2.5 to go. Three on the way.
Kept his dribble, pushed the ball away. That's not a travel. And there we go. Skutt just staying disciplined. They probably had a play at the bucket there, but they backed it out.
This will be Pius basketball.
We talked about how Brock Scholl and even George Zeeble, 2'6'9" dudes for the Skyhawks, they can play with a little range, especially Scholl likes to shoot a couple threes here and there, but they're leading all rebounders with 6 and 5 respectively, so that shows you on the defensive side, they really guard that rim.
And we're at 1:20 remaining. Skutt will take its time here, taking off and bleeding the clock. But if you're Skutt, you have to feel really good about your performance. Again, these teams met earlier this season, about 3 weeks ago, and it was only a 6-point affair. The Skyhawks winning by much more than that margin here today.
Yeah, they just got into such a potent offensive rhythm early on, and it just never cooled off. Showtime, here it is.
And there's the icing on the cake, but Scholl will get teed up for the two-hand flush. Hung on a little too long. You can't do the chin-ups on the rim.
You are allowed to regather yourself and swing back, but yeah, I think the chin-up and maybe an extra second or so up top, but why not? Enjoy it a little bit there. I don't think anybody wearing a black jersey was too upset with Mr. Scholl there. Standing ovation for the visiting crowd.
Solid.
Why not? What a performance on the road. Coming out of that Christmas holiday break from the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks.
So Randall's at the line for that technical. Now Pius will inbound. Skutt just taking their time, swinging the ball around. Reminder to stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll be talking to Coach Juergens and our player of the game. Under 10 now. That will do it. Your final score here in Lincoln, Omaha Skutt 59, Lincoln Pius 35. A dominant performance by the two-time defending champs, who improved to 7-3 on this season. Stay with us. Our post-game show is just around the corner here on News Channel Nebraska.
Let's get moving, Nebraska. Show us how you stay healthy and you could really make a difference. Capture these moments, whether it's a walk in the park, playing with your kids or pets, biking or swimming, or even cooking a healthy meal, and share them with us. Each week, one lucky winner will choose a school to receive a $500 donation from Medica. Join the fun and make a difference. Submit today at newschannelnebraska.com and your school could win $500. Stretch across Nebraska, presented by Medica with News Channel Nebraska.
Teammates Mentor proudly serves 10,000 students in 192 chapters across Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, South Dakota, and Wyoming. But we need your help.
We're recruiting Teammates Mentors to help our students reach their full potential.
Meeting with a student once a week can make a positive impact in their life and create a ripple effect in our communities.
Go to teammates.org to learn how you can get involved. Join the team, be a mentor.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
We are back in Lincoln, Nebraska at Pius X, where head coach Kyle Juergens came away with a big victory. Coach, you won this one going away. What was the key to that type of performance?
Defense. Our defense was really good tonight, and it helped to have a whole week of practice. And our guys really bought into. We kind of had a game plan to guard them and not leave the arc and not give them the easy ones that they get sometimes. And we just did a really good job on our one-on-ones on the ball, and then not over-helping on the arc and just making it difficult for them.
Glad you mentioned that defense. It was on point, but your offense got into a rhythm early on. What was the case with that?
Sharing the ball, and obviously it helps when you get stops. You can get out and transition a little bit, but our ball movement and our willingness to, stay in our actions and create for other guys was huge. And this guy on my left was huge for us defensively, guarding their best player. But it was nice to see we kind of challenged him a couple weeks ago to be aggressive on the offensive end too. And so I was happy that he had a night.
Well, speaking of Eddie Litterman, he was our player of the game this afternoon. Averages 3, but had 18 here. Felt like he might have got lost in the scouting report. Could you expand on his performance for us?
Well, he's our toughness, and he's our defensive stopper. And so he's going to help us win by guarding their 20-point-a-game guy and giving him his best effort. And last time we played him, he was dinged up, so he didn't play. And so I was excited to see him get after him today. And then, like I said, we've noticed that he could be a little bit more aggressive. And part of that's on me as a coach to put him in position to be a little bit more offensive and encourage him to attack a little bit more. And he sure did today.
Coming off a Christmas break, what does a win like this on the road against a really good opponent do for you guys' confidence moving forward?
This is a big one because it was a battle a couple weeks ago here when we played them. Again, I think a whole week of practice. We needed a work week in terms of practice, and our guys strung really good practices together this week. And so it's nice when you have good practices to then see it transfer onto the floor.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring in our player of the game. Eddie Litterman, 18 big points. Now you're averaging 3 so far this season. What was the difference here tonight?
I think it was the boys trusting me to take those shots and finding me on the arc, and then our defense in the transition helped a lot.
Your guys' defense was on point right out of the jump, but your offense got into a rhythm early. What was key for that type of an offensive output?
I think our movement, our actions, getting into the post, and then moving off that really helped us.
Now, you guys played Pius only 3 weeks ago. You only got them by 6, just a couple possessions. What was the biggest difference here? Because you kind of won this one going away.
Yeah, it was definitely our one-on-one battles on defense, and then just helping, trusting each other a lot.
What does a win like this do for you guys mentally, your confidence moving forward as you're starting the second half of the season after that Christmas break?
It gives us a ton of confidence, and then it just helps us move on to our tougher games up later in the schedule.
Eddie, thank you for your time. Congratulations on a great performance.
Thank you.
All righty, Brandon, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Thank you, Andy. We appreciate the time by Coach Juergens for our Sarpy County Tourism Coaches post-game interview. Stay playing your getaway at GoSarpy.com. And congratulations to Eddie Linderman, our Nebraska Orthopedic Center Player of the Game, where they are your healing destination at Nebraska Orthopedic Center. Also, our Player of the Game interview brought to you by Rowe, Buick, and Grand Island, and Aurora, proud to sponsor the Player of the Game. 59-35 your final. Let's take a look at our top plays, brought to you by Currency. If you need help financing equipment, trucks, or trailers, all you need is Currency. Check them out at gocurrency.com. Class B Showcase on Saturday afternoon. The two-time defending champs, Omaha Skutt, come to take on Pius on the Thunderbolts' home court. These two teams met 3 weeks ago. Skutt came out on top by 6 in that affair. Eddie Linderman getting the scoring started early, 2 points for him. And then there is the future UNO Maverick, Brock Scholl, getting to the rack. The Skyhawks started on a 7-0 run. Excellent teardrop shot off the glass by Charlie Morrow. He finished with 4 points. It was 12-6 Skutt after the first quarter. This second quarter, though, the Skyhawks hit another gear. Triple knocked down by Dylan Van Dyke, 3 of his 13. He played quarterback for the for the champs for the state football program. There was his passing on display as he finds Linderman. Linderman finished with a game-high 18 points, and he only averages 3 entering tonight. How about the and one? 3-point play for Cohen Sand. He did hit that extra point as well, but as you see by the scoreboard, bucket dropping for Hayden Huggins. It was all Skutt in that second quarter. Skyhawks scoring Pius 21-7, taking a 33-13 lead into halftime. After the break, Pius starts out strong, and one bucket by Michael Haith, who finished with 12, leading the Thunderbolts. There he is again, this time knocking down the 3. But unfortunately for Pius, they wouldn't be able to cut significantly into that Skutt lead. Rebound and put back by Carter Wissink. He had 4. Skutt up by 26 at this point. The floater ends up dropping for Cohen Sand to end the third. He had 5 points in total, but again, it was 48-24 after 3. Pius, try as they might, couldn't get back into this one despite that triple by Cole Randall. He hit 2 threes in the fourth quarter. And on cue, there is his second from the exact same spot, and he likes it, but it wouldn't be enough. Skutt with the icing on the cake here. Scholl, the two-hand flush. Skutt gets the win. Your final score, 59-35. Skyhawks improved to 7-3, while Pius drops to 5-5. Those top plays also brought to you by Southeast Community College. Head to southeast.edu now and discover your path to possible. That wraps up our boys contest. We will be live in about 3 minutes for our girls game. Number 1 versus number 2. Skutt versus Pius coming up next. We'll see you shortly.
NCN Sports is brought to you